Okay, I'm still excited. If you haven't seen the other video, I got the new MC8 Pro and I thought, okay, first things first, let's try it out with the HX Stomp. What would I want it to do with the HX Stomp? The HX Stomp has 3 buttons and I have this additional foot switch here. But if this were somewhere else on my board, what would I want to do to control it? So let me just give you a little tutorial, follow along. Here's the app right here, Morningstar app. You go to devices up top. There it is, not connected. Let's connect it. This is so snappy and speedy. It's already connected. Live editor. Go down here till you see it. There it is. There's our screen with all the stuff. Now, this is another bank that was for like the GP5, which was awesome. You need to go watch that video. I'm gonna go over here to bank and I'm gonna go to HX Stomp. And you can see that I've named this bank HX Stomp and I've told it to do some stuff. Let me just show you what I've done. We're gonna stay on the bank, but there are 3 pages of things, and I have like a couple empty spots left that we can do some other things with. So we're going to do it. First things first is I'm on snapshot 1. I stay on snapshot 1. You see how that's highlighted now? Snapshot 2, it unhighlights and highlights, and it actually did not go to snapshot 2 because I don't have this plugged in with the MIDI cable. Hold on. There we go. Let's go back to snapshot 1, back to snapshot 2. It works because it's sending MIDI messages via global settings. And we are on MIDI base 1. I just set this to channel 1. As you can see here, when I do values, we're going to MIDI channel 1. You can actually nickname these. I haven't done that yet because I'm waiting till I build my pedal board, and then I'm actually going to throw those in there. Meaning, like if you have different devices, you can just put HX Stomp, Jet Revelation, Solus Ventus, H90, all that stuff. Very cool. So I wanted to be able to not just have this, like in the past, you would say, hey, I want this to trigger a snap, and it would highlight. And then when you click this one would stay highlighted. And you're like, how do I overcome that? Well, they've done this thing here where it's on toggle mode. You click toggle mode, and then you do toggle reset group. So reset group down here at the bottom, there's toggle group, which means if I were to select, let's just say an overdrive and go to a different page within that group, that overdrive toggle state will remain the same in a toggle group, even though it's a different foot switch. That's what that means. But we're doing toggle reset group, where this is actually resetting everything in that group. And so I grouped these into group 1. Boom, just like that. Exchanging it, that's awesome. I think that benefit right there it was killing me on another brand of MIDI controller. I could not figure out how to do it, and this made it so easy. What else have we done? Preset up and down. I can go preset up and down on the HX Stomp just like that. I put that on preset E, and I happen to know a MIDI dictionary, people. Let's open the MIDI dictionary. You can select the device. We'll go down here to line 6. In the past, and maybe y'all watching this, you could select your parameter. Well, there is no preset up and down. I look through here. Do I see it? Do you see it? I don't see it. You used to have to do emulate foot switch 4 and 5 because you could have foot switch 4 and 5 toggle page up and page down. But now you can leave this here and still send a MIDI message. And I just happen to remember that it is a CC. So let's cancel this. It is a CC of 72, and that's not in this MIDI dictionary that I found, unless I just didn't see it right. But MIDI message 72, 127 to the value, that does preset up. And then the other button on the other foot switch down is 72 with a value of 0 going the opposite direction. So little something I knew. Okay, what else? I have these here, but let's talk about tap tempo first. You can see here, if I were to go to global settings and move this back to tap tuner, I could tap this and it immediately gets faster. So if I touch this, we're at 128. It said 83 right there, 83.7. Very cool. Another thing is it does MIDI clock. So what you can do, I'm gonna go to G here, and you can load BPM from selected slot. So what we did, I think it's under controller settings. You can go to MIDI clock slots right there. And I just put in all these random MIDI BPMs, okay? So let's just say this one was on 70. I wonder what happens when I change it. This would be a good test. I'm gonna change it to 71 because maybe the song I want in that spot is in 71. I will save the settings. It's going to re-update everything. And it did 71. Now I'd have to actually go rename it. So let's go do that. Edit preset. I actually named it 70. So we'll name it 71. You do it twice because of the toggle state. And we will save the preset. Boom, 71. So what's cool about this is that I can access my snapshots. I can preset up and down. I can tap tempo. Okay. And it changes the tempo. Or I can go to a certain song. Like I named these the BPM that they are just to show you that it lines up with what's actually on here. Let's go to page number 2. And I got a bunch of different ones here. 36. Boom. 142. I also put these in toggle reset groups so it wouldn't stay on 136 and 142 as far as even the lights that show up there. So that is awesome. So, but what you could do is instead of naming these the numbers, you could just name them your song and your set, and it just sends out MIDI clock, and you could type in the name of your song, which I think is amazing. I also copy and pasted let's scroll through the presets again. I mean the pages. This D, this is the D spot, like A, B, C, D, which was tap. What I did to make sure that it's on every page in the same spot is actually just copied it. So you can copy preset like that. And then I paged down and I went to, oh, L. Okay, let's go to preset L. And I could paste it right there, which I might as well. Pasted. I pasted the editor. Now it's going to say the same thing because that is the preset. But I did that on every page. Now let's go to the last page. What else did I do? I copy and pasted that right there. Actually went to tuner on this one. So easily access your tuner. Very cool. And then I was just playing around with some stuff in this specific preset. One being amp drive. So let's go over here to the amp. And I set up amp drive 6.4 to 10. Just like that. Now, this was a little tricky. So let's go to it. This was preset Q. How did I go about doing that? Well, first of all, I put amp drive, amp drive. I did my colors. It doesn't need to be in a toggle group. I chose MIDI CC4 because that on here is what I chose. So I went to page left, page right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to toggle up and down the bass as well, just because when the drive goes up, I actually want the bass to go down. So we have it at 6.5. That's going to be our max. No, that's going to be our minimum, but our max is going to be less. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go controller assign. I'm going to go to bass. And then over here, I'm going to put MIDI CC channel 4. I could change this, which I did on some other parameters. I'll show you. Let's scroll over. I want the minimum value to be 6.4, I think is where it was. And then my maximum value, I'm going to bring it down to like, let's just say 4.6. Now you could hit MIDI learn and send a MIDI message, but we don't actually need to at this point. I'm just going to save that because it's already set to MIDI CC4, CC message 4. It's already was set up that way. So, when it's at its regular state, 6.4 drive, 6.4 bass. When I crank the drive up, then the bass comes down from 6.4 down to 4.6. Kind of cool. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I had it toggle my triple rotary, okay? But I think I controlled the mix with this. No, that was another one. Oh, that was Verbi right here. I controlled the mix. Very cool. Maybe it was the output block. It was the output block. I did 3 dB worth of level straight output right there. So let me do one from scratch, and then I'm gonna with right here, and then these last two I'm just gonna do bank up and bank down because that's the only two things that are missing, and we'll do that together. So what do we need to do? I'm going to crank the gain on the Timmy. First of all, I'm gonna go to preset R. It's empty. I'm gonna say Tim drive. You can select the color. So the Timmy was like blue, I think, like a deep blue. And then I want the background to turn deep blue. And if the background is deep blue, well, I need the text to turn white. I think it should be good. Okay, we'll leave that there. Let's go ahead and save it. This is position 1. I'm also going to press. This is position 2. I'm gonna do control change. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna make it a 127. And I think the gain is at 1.8. Let's see if I can do this. Gain, MIDI CC. I'm gonna put this on CC MIDI number 10 just so they're talking to the same channel. Boom. There. I just told it what MIDI message to be looking out for. So there we go. There's the Tim drive right there, up, down, and you can color coordinate those however you want. All right, the last two things I want to do is bank up and bank down. So bank up will be W. Let's go to W. I guess you can't bank up and bank down. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's do this. Let's act like we have a looper. So first we're going to record, apply, and we're going to name this record. Now this toggle name, we want this to be play, I think. And then this is position 1. Down here we want a press action, and we're going to do boom, open MIDI dictionary. I love that it stays right where we were. And then I'm gonna do play, boom. There we go. Let's save that. Record, play, record. Now I don't have a looper in here, so let's go get one. Oh, I don't know if it's working because I don't have any audio hooked up. But there you go. That's what we could do. Let's go to preset S, and we want this to be a press action. We want this to be control change, MIDI dictionary, overdub. This here's gonna be press, and this one's gonna be stop. Overdub, stop, record, play. And there you have it. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then you can cycle through, go to your snapshots, boom, just like that. I love it. I'm gonna be making more content with this, hopefully dialing in this HX Stomp bank the way I like it. And then I'm going to be making a bank for the H90 and what else? The Solus Ventus, maybe even the Jet Revelation Reverb. I still have the Kernum Ridge. You could save so many different sounds in this thing. It would be awesome. So make sure to subscribe, keep watching. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see next. What's the most important thing? I'll do it. All right, see ya.